Dear students, let's have a recap on laws of exponents. So let's see first what are the laws of exponents. You can see here same base and different exponents. So let's see with an example. You can see here the first example I'm going to give you is 2 raised to 2 multiplied with 2 raised to 3. What will be the answer for this? So you know that a raised to m multiplied with a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. Here the exponents are different but the base are same. You know this is the base and these are the exponents. So what we can write is we can combine it and write it as a raised to m plus n. That means a 2 raised to 3 plus 2. So what will be the answer? 2 raised to 5. So this is the way you can write it. And again, you know how to write it in the expanded form, right? 2 raised to 5 means what? 2 should be multiplied how many times? Yes, 5 times. Okay. So let's see an example for the next one. A simple example. A raised to m divided by a raised to n is a raised to m minus n. So let's take an example for 3 raised to 2 divided by 3 raised to 1. How can we write this? 3 raised to 2 minus 1 and you will get it as 3 raised to 1. Okay. So the next one is coming as a raised to m the whole raised to n. What is a raised to m the whole raised to n? A raised to m into n. So same like that, let's see 2 raised to 2 the whole raised to 3. How can we write it? 2 raised to 2 into 3. So you can get the answer as 2 raised to 6. Again, 2 raised to 6 means what? 2 should be multiplied how many times? 6 times, right? So let's go ahead with the next one. Next one is a different base and with same exponent, right? So let's see the first one. First one, you can see that the first one is a raised to m multiplied with b raised to m. So let me take the different base, 2 raised to 2 multiplied with 3 raised to 2. How can we write? We can combine the base together, that is 2 into 3 raised to the power of 2. So what will be the answer? 6 raised to 2. How can we write this base in a simplest form? 6, you can write it as what? Any different form you can write? You can think about it. Is it? Check it, okay? Think and tell in class. Okay, so the second one, you can see that a raised to m divided by b raised to m. Okay, so 2 raised to m, I'm taking it as 2 raised to 2 divided by what we say that a b raised to m. B raised to m, we can take it as how can we take a different base, right? And the exponent should be same. So how can we write this? 2 by 3 to the power of 2. Combine and write. Okay. This is the way you can write a different base and same exponent. Is that clear? Okay. So next, let's go ahead with the next. That is a raised to 0 is equal to 1. And you have when a negative number having an odd number as a power, what will be the answer? That will be negative. So let's see an example for all these. And if you have a negative number as and the power is an even number, you can see that the answer is positive. So a raised to 0, any number raised to 0 is 1. So let's see, 2 raised to 0, that will be 1. 5 raised to 0, that will also be 1. That is the difference between this. Okay, so anything is, you can see any number raised to the power 0, you can see that that is 1. So what about the next one? Negative number raised to odd number. So let me give an example as negative you say 5 raised to the odd number, that is 3. What will be the answer? How can we expand it? First of all, negative 5 you should multiply how many times? 3 times, right? So you will get the answer as a negative. Whatever you are getting the answer, that will be negative. 5 5s are 25. What is 25 5s are? Yes, 125 you are getting here. And the next one is a negative number raised to the even number. So raised to 2, 2 is an even number, you know. So what you should do? Negative number, you should raise to the power of even number means you will get the answer as positive. And this is the way you can write 5 5s are 25. And the answer will be positive. Clear? Simplify and write in exponential form. First question, let me give you. we have a 5 square, the whole raised to 3 multiplied with 5 raised to 4, then this should be divided by 5 raised to 7. Don't get confused by seeing the question. So you know, first you have to simplify whatever inside the bracket, right? So let's see. So how can we simplify this part? You know, a raised to m, the whole raised to n. Just now we have seen a raised to m, the whole raised to n is a raised to m multiplied with n, right? So can we write this as 5 raised to 6? 2 3s are 6. So I'm going to write here it as 5 raised to 2 into 3 multiplied with 5 raised to 4. Then you should divide it with what? 5 raised to 7. So let me write that directly as 5 raised to 6 multiplied with 5 raised to 4. Then what do you have? You have divided by 5 raised to 7. I'm just writing it in the divided form itself so you can make it more clear. So this is a 5 raised to 6 plus 4. How can we get 5 raised to 6 plus 4? Because a raised to m multiplied with a raised to n is what? A raised to m plus n, right? Because we have learned in the exponential form the formula m plus n. Yes. So now let's go ahead with the next step. How can we write this denominator? So let's see. 5 raised to 6 plus 4, 5 raised to 10. This denominator can I take to the numerator? So how it will be? Can I write like this? Because you have learned a raised to m by a raised to n is what? A raised to m minus n, right? So you will get the answer as 5 raised to 3. Okay, so this is the way you have to solve it and write it in the exponential form. Let's see another one. The second one you can see here as, you know, how to write 3 multiplied with 7 square multiplied with 11 raised to 8 the whole divided by 21 multiplied with 11 raised to 3. So how can we solve this one? This is very simple. Don't get afraid by saying the big numbers. So you can see here 3 multiplied with 7 square multiplied by 11 raised to 8 divided by this number. You have to check this number. Why we need to check that number? Because that is a big number. You can see that means comparatively to 3, 7 and all, this is a 21. How can we write 21 in as a base with any numbers given? You know, 3 7s are 21, right? You can split and write it in the simplest form, 3 into 7. Then we have 11 raised to 3 as well. So again, you can take this 3 to the numerator, 7 to the numerator and 11 to the numerator, right? So what is the law over here? A raised to m by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n, right? M minus n, yeah. So how can we do this? 3 raised to 1. 3 means 3 raised to 1. Always remember. So 1 minus 1, because this 1 also I took it to the numerator. Then multiplied with 7 raised to 2. This also taking to the numerator. That is 2 minus 1. Again 11 raised to, there already have 8. Then minus 3. Which is the 3? This one. When went to the numerator, it becomes a negative. So this is how you can write it. Then the solved form, the simplified form is 3 raised to 1 minus 1 is 0, multiplied with 7 raised to 1, multiplied with 11 raised to, yes, 5. So how can we write this again? What is a raised to 0? That is 1, right? So this part will move to 1. So we will get 7 multiplied with 11 raised to 5. So this is a simplified form in exponential way. Okay, so again you have to simplify further, means not in exponential form. Means what you should do, you should multiply this 11 5 times, then what? 7. That is the simplified form. But here you are asked to write it in the exponential form. That is why we are leaving it like that here. So let's see another one example. So this is very simple. You can write 2 raised to 8 multiplied with a raised to 5 by 4 raised to 3 multiplied with a cube. Can you all try this? Okay, so let's do it. 2 raised to 8 multiplied with a raised to 5. So as I told, this 4, you can split and write it in the form of what? The power of 2. So how can we write this as power of 2? What is the way of writing this as power of 2? Can we write it as 2 square the whole raised to 3? Because 2 square is what? 4. Then multiplied with a raised to 3. Okay, so 2 raised to 8 multiplied with a raised to 5. Can I take it as 5 minus 3, since we can take this to the numerator? As you know, a raised to m divided by a raised to n is what? A raised to m minus n. Then what is left over? Here you can apply what? Here what you can apply? 2 raised to 2 the whole raised to 3. What we can apply over here? Any doubt? Okay, tell me what you can apply over here. Yes, so a raised to m, the whole raised to n is what? A raised to m multiplied with n, right? Yes, so you can apply over there a raised to m into n, that is 2 raised to 2 into 3, that is 2 raised to 6, right? Next up, we are solving this part and we are taking this to the numerator. So let's see, 2 raised to 8 minus 6, then what you can do? A raised to 5 minus 3, that is a square, right? So what is the final answer? 2 square multiplied with a square, right? So you can combine and write this again. What you have learned? A raised to m multiplied with b raised to m is what? A into b the whole raised to m, right? So can we write it as 2 into a the whole raised to 2? Yes. So that will be the final answer in the exponential form. Clear? So let me give you some more questions to do as homework. Write it down, copy it. So for the one, you can see that here another one question I can give you is a simple one, okay? 4 raised to the power of 5 multiplied with a raised to 8, then again multiplied with b cube divided by 4 to the power of 5 multiplied with a raised to 5 multiplied with b square. Okay, this is one question. And let me give you another one question also, fifth one. You can try this one also. So write it down. 25 to the power of 4 divided by 5 to the power of 3. Another one, the sixth one is 2 cube multiplied with 2 the whole square. Thank you.